The following takes place between 8 p.m. and 9 p.m.
416-785-5400. Call them up or go down there. They have a 2-for-1 special right now. Go in there. And also, if you mention Animal House Radio and the name Ronnie, he's the owner, you get 10% off.
Cool.
Pretty amazing. So thank you very much to our good friends at Domino's Pizza. Great pizza at a great price and great values. Man, it's great for everything. I'm stuffed.
This
As
guy
Joe,
should be in commercials, I got to tell you.
I should be.
Okay.
I should be like
I'll give you that. You got the perfect commercial voice.
I should be like one of those like commentators.
I should try that.
It's 9:30. Do you know where little Jimmy is? He got together with Timmy, your older cousin. Now, he's in trouble. Or I should be one of those movie commentators. You know, July 4th, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme in Redemption in the Ring. A young man's dream to become
All right. Can we go on with the
a
animal show?
transgender fighter in the UFC comes to an end when he fights Dr. Mike one-on-one.
You're a crazy man. Okay.
I thought it was
Let's
pretty
move
cool.
on to our topic, shall we?
So the topic, myths. Okay, last week we talked
And
about a
misconceptions.
whole bunch of myths.
them. Yeah, we went through. I
Did
counted
you say
them.
myths and
Myths
misconceptions?
and misconceptions about dogs and cats?
Isn't myths like short form for misconception?
Nah, it's a little different.
Okay, so
Yeah.
hit me with some of the myths, because last week we had a whole bunch of really great ones, and let's go back and forth on this.
Well, certainly the one we talked about that I was going to say here is that cats show you when they're sick.
Yeah, we went over that.
We went over that, which is so I can tick that one off. That we know that one.
So that's a fact.
That's a myth that people think that when he's sick he'll show me, and the fact of the matter is
obviously
they won't.
we went over the fact,
you have to look for some of these little baby hints that we were talking about.
Myths.
Yes, cats and dogs eat grass when they are sick. They do. The myth is that they do it
To throw
to
up.
get sick. Yeah, and there's a lot of scientists believe that that's not the case.
But why do they say it is the case? Just dogs.
They say it's the case that they do it, but they don't think the dog isn't going, you know what, I need to throw up, so I better eat grass because that's going to make me throw up. There's not that much of a, thought process involved. That's what they think. It's not a calculated,
Unless the dog wants to be like a model. Eats his food and then eats the grass and goes, yeah, what's up? And throws up everywhere. No?
Oh, God, bulimic dogs. I'd love to see that.
Why not?
All right.
He's getting in with the times, right?
All right.
Because you know what? Romeo ate grass. Romeo loves eating grass for some reason. The other day he threw up after he ate grass, and I've never seen him throw up after eating grass.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
After smoking it. My dog's a drug addict. No. No, I'm just,
you're bad.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just teasing. Seriously.
I hope you are.
I'm just teasing. Romeo does not have a habit. Bear does.
Okay.
But no, Romeo threw up, and that's very interesting that you brought that up today, because I too thought, Deborah said, you know what, doesn't that mean the dog wants to be sick? Like, dogs are smart. I think dogs can throw up in general.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's actually, I always thought that was true.
That's cool. Here's another one, another myth, that giving over-the-counter drugs like aspirin, Tylenol, Advil is okay for your pet.
Now, how is that a myth? Come on.
Can I tell you this story? This one's a sad story, but it's a lesson to all you cat owners out there. I had a lady once, and I put this in my memoirs of sort of stupid owner jokes, stupid owner moments, I should say.
The book you're writing.
Actually, I'm going to write a book one day. But anyway, this lady comes in, and she's bawling. I could hardly console her. She was so upset. And obviously, she puts a box on the table, and in this box are 2 dead kittens. They were 6 months old. They're both dead. So I personally was freaking out. I said, well, what on earth happened? Said, well, one of them was limping, so I gave it a drop of children's Tylenol, and because I thought the other one would be jealous, I gave the other one a drop as well. And, it was really hard for me because I was really feeling bad for her because she was really upset. But the other part of me was thinking, a 1-second free phone call to me to say, should I give my cat's Tylenol while he's limping? I would have said, any. Children's Tylenol, 1 drop will kill a cat. So, for all of you out there listening who have cats, never, ever, ever give anything without calling your veterinarian first. No vet should charge you for answering a question like that. Aspirin, Tylenol, Advil, all of those are extremely toxic to cats, will actually kill them. And here's another good one. I'm back in vet school, and this pediatrician, so very intelligent man, comes in with his Irish setter. And the dog's been throwing up. And I look at the Irish setter, and he's white as a ghost. And so I'm realizing that he may be bleeding. I said, so I asked him, is he on any medication? And he said to me, well, you know what? He had a bit of arthritis, so I gave him a couple of Advil. Well, what he ended up doing is he blew a hole in this dog's stomach. We took the dog to surgery, and we got in there. He literally had a 3-inch blown out hole in his stomach. He was bleeding out into his stomach, and the dog ended up dying. And I mean, how do you tell an intelligent man that, you know what, maybe you should have thought before you know, I know you're smart, you prescribe drugs all day long, but, you know, your dog is different than a kid. So he ended up. So those are two examples of absolute sad situations where
it became an extreme ulcer.
Yeah, exactly. 100% avoidable problem. So please, please, please do not give your pets any medication without consulting a veterinarian first.
No, I agree wholeheartedly. But I've heard that there are some things you can give a dog. So, for instance, if your dog has an upset stomach, maybe a little Pepto-Bismol is okay.
And you know what? That's fine.
Stuff like that. But I mean, I understand what you're saying. If you know some drugs like are painkillers and stuff like that, you want to.
Especially painkillers. Those are the ones that people think, what's one aspirin? Well, one aspirin.
Yeah, of course.
What's a drop of Children's Tylenol? Well, a drop of Children's Tylenol is the reason why 2 6-month-old kittens were dead.
And I'm sure it happens all the time.
It does.
And what about, so for Pepto-Bismol?
Yeah.
Is that okay to give it?
It is. You know what? I mean, it
can't hurt
doesn't
the
hurt
dog.
Them. Now, here's an interesting one. Bismuth, which is an ingredient in Pepto-Bismol, is toxic to cats.
Really?
So you cannot give bismuth to a cat. Like you can't. Oh, sorry. Not bismuth. Bismuth you can give to a cat. You can't give the second part of Pepto-Bismol, which is all the salicylates. And that's because salicylates are in the same family as aspirin. And, of course, aspirin I just mentioned is toxic to cats. So you cannot give Pepto-Bismol to cats. You can to dogs, just not to cats.
Interesting.
You can give plain bismuth, which is hard to get.
What about for nausea, upset stomach?
Like Gravol or something like that?
Yeah, exactly.
Gravel's fine for dogs and cats, but the dose is very different. So, you know, if you're going to decide to give your cat or dog Gravol for motion sickness or anything like that, just make sure you call and get the right dose. Because sometimes they require less and sometimes require more than us. So, you know, some people might think they're doing a great job in giving this amount of Gravol and it's really not even doing anything for the dog. Like, one thing that's cool is antihistamines. You know what dogs, like, what would you take if you had an allergy? You'd take, 25 milligrams? Like one Benadryl, right?
Yeah.
Well, a dog that's 100 pounds requires 3 Benadryl. So they require way higher dose than we do. So it's just kind of interesting that there's certain human drugs that you can give dogs and cats that are totally different dosage.
We talked about, for example, was clonazepam or like Valium for if you want to sedate a dog or something like that. An average dose for a human is maybe 1 milligram to 2 milligrams, and that human is just they're sleeping like it's
that doesn't even touch a dog.
No, you need to like quadruple the amount, and the dog is still like, okay, I'm just a little slower today.
Very true. Very, very true. Yep. I mean, even narcotics like morphine and stuff like that. I'm actually blown away sometimes by the amount of the dosage for dogs compared to humans.
Now, what about marijuana?
Don't know. Like in terms of can dogs?
Well, I mean, I'm sure you've seen the dog come in pretty high.
Yes, I have.
And we're not talking Scooby-Doo and Shaggy. And you say, hey, Shaggy, what happened? Scooby-Doo's like, give me the brony.
Dogs will get, they'll get pretty wasted on those kind of drugs.
Yeah.
They do.
What about alcohol? Because I remember at my party, my housewarming, someone gave Romeo alcohol. They put it in the little thing. And, and Romeo took a sip and he's like, I'm too old for this.
I think they're just not going to enjoy it. I mean,
Yeah? Because you see sometimes video clips of these dogs that are drunk and they're... It's true. I'm not... Drunk dogs.
Thankfully, I got to tell you, in all the years I've been practicing, I've never seen an alcohol poisoning in a dog, ever.
Well, if you did, would you take pictures and like put like weird costumes on the dog, and the dog would be like,
Just for interest's sake, I'm going to tell you an interesting story.
He didn't say no to that.
No, I didn't say no to that. I don't know. This is kind of cool because when you said alcohol, I was thinking about the LCBO, and I want to tell you guys a story about this funny scenario. I had a dog who once got into ethylene glycol, which is antifreeze. And the antidote for ethylene glycol is an alcohol, a type of alcohol. And in fact, if someone called me and said my dog just drank antifreeze, I would tell them literally to go to the cupboard, get some Southern Comfort, and slap it down their throat, because the OL, which is the OH, which is the end of alcohol, actually counteracts ethylene glycol. So, but the real treatment for ethylene glycol is ethyl alcohol, which is pure 90 proof alcohol. And I remember going to the LCBO because I didn't have any, and I got a prescription. I had to write myself, not write, the clinic, a prescription. I walked in, and the guy goes to the back because they don't sell it over the counter because it's pure. This is what they make booze with.
Yeah, of course.
And I got a bottle of this ethyl alcohol, and I tell you, I opened the cap just to smell it. Oh my Lord! I mean, you think Southern Comfort, which is 40 proof, this is 90 proof. Wow. This stuff is potent. I mean, one zip of this and you're... So we actually put this intravenously into a dog and saved his life. It was kind of cool. Wow. So just kind of neat. LCBO, I went to the LCBO to get a drug that was used to combat ethylene glycol toxicity in a dog. But anyway, that's kind of cool.